Your permanent impairment payout isn't a lottery win, and if you treat it like one, you are actively compounding decisions against your future self. Many veterans don't realise that a permanent impairment payout or PI offer can literally set themselves up for life. Yet the reality is most veterans who receive one either sit in a low interest savings account doing absolutely nothing, scared to make the wrong decision, or they spend it before they've had a chance to process their transition out of uniform. The brutal consequence is that with either of these outcomes, the money stops working for you. You lose the massive wealth building power of compounding over time, which easily adds up to hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. This isn't just a missed opportunity, it's a critical decision that actively works against you and your family for the rest of your life. Most people look at a DVA payout as a short-term band-aid for the physical wear and tear of service, but we look at it completely differently. Your PI compensation can actually be the catalyst for an ultimate financial foundation, the core capital or income injection that can bridge the gap between military life and true long-term financial freedom. At National Service Financial, we don't just talk the talk. Our founder spent 20 years in uniform, so we understand your unique situation, and we've helped thousands of veterans, whether that's to make the most of their time in service or to help them set themselves up for life financially after defence. My name's Steve Owen, Financial Advisor at National Service Financial. Today I'm walking you through exactly how to make your PI offer work for the rest of your life. It isn't just a payout, it's an opportunity, albeit one that you've paid for with your injuries. We're going to look at the massive decision between taking a lump sum versus a weekly entitlement, how to properly sequence your entitlements, how to uncover hidden benefits that you might not even know that you're owed. So let's start with the very first step, knowing whether to take your compensation as a lump sum or as a weekly pension. If your PI claim is approved, you may be entitled to tax-free compensation through DVA because of a lasting condition caused by your military service. The amount of compensation you receive will depend heavily on when your condition occurred and how severely it affects you and how it's assessed under the DVA guidelines. If your condition is covered, your compensation is calculated using permanent impairment points, and once those points are finalised, you'll be offered a massive decision: 100% total lump sum payment, an ongoing fortnightly payment paid as a pension, or a combination of both. This choice dictates how your wealth will grow or stall over your lifetime. Remember, PI compensation is entirely separate from other DVA payments, like your incapacity payments, the SRDP, or even your CSC super entitlements. It's an additional layer of support. We see so many ADF members who are deeply immersed in their busy careers and they live an assumption-based approach that everything will just be fine, who default to the easiest path without running the actual mathematical equations. They assume their defined benefit super means they don't need a plan, but when they weigh up the long-term wealth generated by investing a lump sum wisely versus letting a fortnightly pension that's payable for the rest of your life, the financial decision is an extremely important one. Your immediate tactical next step is, if you are navigating this right now, is to seek financial advice. Don't make an emotional decision or rush into a choice without modelling what that extra capital or what that extra income could achieve if it were properly structured to build a lifetime of returns. Now, the mistake that most veterans make is looking at their permanent impairment payout in a complete vacuum. They treat it like an isolated event. In reality, your PI payment is just one moving part of a much larger financial picture. If you're transitioning out of service or managing multiple injuries, you have to understand how your compensation acts with where you're at with the rest of your financial situation. If you don't sequence these entitlements perfectly, you run the risk of triggering paying unnecessary tax, childcare subsidy, family tax benefits, or leaving substantial amounts of money on the table. And this is exactly where professional financial advice fits into the frame. At worst, it's a DVA-funded professional second opinion on your election decision. Through our specialised discovery process, we frequently identify other critical elements that veterans have completely missed. This includes things like early or specialised access to superannuation benefits, total and permanent disability or income protection insurance claims tucked away inside old superannuation funds, education allowances or eligible young persons payments to support your children, CSC super and the medical discharge process. One example, we recently worked with a veteran who was completely overwhelmed by the transition process and had the fear of running out of money in retirement. He was just going to take his PI payment and leave it in a standard savings account because he didn't know who to trust. After we helped resolve the lump sum versus weekly entitlement decision, we were then able to provide additional advice in helping him map out his DVA entitlements, properly sequence his final leave, and we also uncovered a forgotten insurance policy inside an old super fund. We helped provide him with a clear, documented roadmap. We didn't just assist with the DVA election, we completely eliminated his financial stress by showing him exactly how his combined entitlements would fund his lifestyle for the next 40 years. For other clients, taking the lump sum and simply paying out debt might be the best outcome, and there's no need for further advice. And with that second opinion funded by DVA, we can help you make the right decision. We're not trying to box you into decisions or things that you don't need. That's what we mean by profit with purpose. It's ensuring that the sacrifices that you've made during your service are fully rewarded by maximising every single benefit you're legally owed. You typically only get the chance to retire once, and this compensation is for your injuries, which typically are worse as we age, not better. You simply cannot afford to get the math wrong. If you want to stop guessing, stop running an assumption-based approach to your DVA permanent impairment options, let's have a conversation. Head over to our website or click the link below to get started. Our team will reach out to book you in for a complimentary initial meeting with one of our financial advisors. Whether you need specific advice on your DVA election or full-scale financial planning, we have the lived experience and the military expertise to guide you through it all. Stop leaving your financial future to chance. Let's get to work. I'm Steve Owen. Look after yourself, and I'll catch you in the next one.